Hello and welcome back to my channel. This video is all about binary classification in Power BI. In this demo, we will work with the Power BI service and build and train a machine learning model using Power BI. The machine learning model that we will train first is going to be binary classification model that will classify records into two different categories. Classification models predict categorical values at the output. A binary classification model predicts one of two values, that is, yes or no, true or false, did or did not. Now, here I am in my AI analysis workspace. I am going to read in some data stored in a SharePoint site. So let's head over to SharePoint and create new site. And in the document section of that site, I am going to upload the data that I will use to train my machine learning model. Click on create site and let's give the site a meaningful name. I have called the site LuniML data because it's going to contain my machine learning data. I'm going to make this site public so that anyone in the organization can access this site, but you can have it be private as well. It doesn't really matter. Click on next. This should create and set up the site for you, and click on the finish button when it appears. Here is our brand new site, one that we just created, and I'm going to upload my training data here in the documents folder. Click on documents and let's upload our data in the form of a CSV file here. The dataset that we will use to train our binary classification model is this customer churn prediction dataset. I downloaded this dataset from this link here at Kaggle. And this is a binary classification dataset that we will use to predict whether a particular customer was subject to churn or not. Now that our CSV file is available here in our SharePoint folder, let me just select this file so that we can take a look at the data that we are working with. Now the data that we are using is fairly simple. We have a bunch of information about customers here. In these records, we have the age, whether they are frequent flyer or not, their annual income, whether they are middle income, low income and high income, the service that they are opted for, a number of services, whether their account is synced to social media, whether they book the hotel or not, and the target variable is what we are trying to predict. Did the customer churn or not? 0 meant the customer did not churn and went through with his or her travel plans. 1 means the customer did churn. We know the data that we are working with. Let's copy over the URL for this SharePoint site. We will need this URL when we actually connect to SharePoint from Power BI. Now, when you train a machine learning model, the data needs to be made available to the model in the form of data flow. A data flow in Power BI represents a series of transformations that you might perform on your data to clean and pre-process the data before it's made available to Power BI for report generation, analysis, and even machine learning model training. A data flow essentially is a series of transformations and can be thought of as a bridge between raw data sources and the actual data models in Power BI reports. Select new data flow and here on this page click on the option to add new tables, and here you will be presented with options to choose the source of your data. Now our data is in SharePoint folder, so that's the option that I select here, and you will need to specify the site URL for your SharePoint folder. This is the URL that I just copied over. This is the URL to my site. You can see that I'm creating a new connection. I'm not using a data gateway. I am authenticating myself to SharePoint using an organizational account, and I am signed in as powerbi@lunicorn.com. This is my Power BI service account as well. Click on next and the connection to SharePoint has been established. Click on transform data and let's work with this customer travel.csv file. I'm going to expand this data content, and I do this by clicking on that little icon next to the content column. This will expand the content stored in the customer travel.csv file. And here is the training data that we will use for our ML model. Go ahead and click on OK to load this data into our data flow. There's just one bit of pre-processing we need to do with this data. If you look at the very first column, this contains the name of the source file. This is the column I'm going to get rid of. Click on remove columns and essentially we now have the data that we need for machine learning. Go ahead and change the name of this query to call it customer travel to identify the dataset and save and close this data flow Power Query editor and save your data flow. I'm going to call it customer travel data flow. Now click on the refresh now button to ensure that the data associated with your data flow is loaded and available for us to use in Power BI reports. This is our table. Observe there is a tab here called machine learning models which walks you through the process of building and training an ML model from this data flow that we have set up. We will be going through these steps in just a bit, but before actually training a model, it's important that we understand the data that we are working with. And for that, I'm going to switch over to my Power BI desktop. I have created a new report here called Customer Travel Report, and I'm going to use this report for exploratory data analysis of my machine learning data. I'm going to connect to the data flow that I have set up in my Power BI service account. I will need to sign in as a user. This is the Power BI at the lunicorn.com user that I have been using so far. Once you have signed in, you can connect to the Power BI service and the data flows in that service should be available to you here in this dialog. And at that time of this recording, it's only possible to connect to data flows from Power BI desktop, and that's why I choose to perform exploratory data analysis using Power BI desktop rather than directly on the Power BI service. My data has been loaded in and I'm ready to analyze and visualize this data. The very first chart I'm going to set up here is a clustered column chart. Select the chart and position it where you want it to be on the canvas. Now, before you train any classification model, it's important that you figure out whether the data that you are working with is skewed, which is why I place what we are trying to predict, the target, on the x-axis, and on the y-axis I'm going to count the number of records that we have in our data for target 0 and target 1. Now to count records, you can drag any fields into y-axis. I have dragged the age field and I'm going to count the number of records for age. Count distinct might be a better aggregation, but every customer record has a distinct age. I saw that by summing up the records, so even the count aggregation should work in this case. It's very clear here that the data set is highly skewed. We have many customers 730 out of 954 where the target is 0. There are customers who haven't churned with the travelers company. There are far fewer records where the customers have churned, that is where target is equal to 1. Just 224 out of the total 954 records are customers who have actually dropped out and not continue with their plans. When working with skewed data, a binary classification model finds it's hard to identify positive predictions. That is where a customer has churn because there are a very few instances of the positive category as compared with the negative category. There are ways to mitigate data skewness, which involves resampling the data so that we have an equal number of positive and negative categories in our data. We are not going to be using any of those techniques. So you will find that the classification models that we will build will have some limitations. We will get the best possible classification model on the skewed data, but it won't be a great one. Next, I will use the donut chart to understand the proportion of customers who opted for different numbers of services. So I have added the donut chart to my canvas here. In the values field, I'm going to use the age column once again. We will switch the aggregation to count the number of records in each category. In the legend section, I'm going to drag in services opted. So remember, customers can opt for different number of services, and I want to see what proportion of customers opt for what number of services. You can see here that a fairly large proportion of the customers, 42.35%, opt for just one service from the travel agency, and a smaller number opt for 2, 3, 4 services, and so on. Another visual that we can use to view proportion is tree map. Let's set a tree map to see the proportion of customers in the different income classes. So here I'm going to use the count of age in the values column once again to count the number of records in each category. And in the category section of the tree map, I'm going to drag the annual income class. Most customers here fall in the middle income category. A few are low income and much fewer are high income. So you can see the proportions as they are distributed here. I will set up one last chart here to explore and understand our data, and that is the pie chart. We will use these to tell us what proportion of customers belong to the different frequent flyer miles category. Once again, the values will be the count of age. That is what I use to count the number of records in my dataset because we have no column ID. And in the legend, I will drag in the frequent flyer miles field, and you can see that there are three broad categories: no, yes, and no record. A majority of customers do not have frequent flyer miles, a minority do, about 30%, and there are a few for which we have no information, about 6.29%. Before performing any machine learning technique, it's important that we understand the data that we are working with, and at this point, using exploratory data analysis, we have an idea of how the data looks. Let's get this report published in the Power BI service so it's available in a workspace. I'm going to go ahead and save the changes that I have made. The name of the PBIX file is Customer Travel Report. Click on the publish button. You will need to authenticate yourself to your Power BI service account. I am already authenticated and I publish to the AI analysis workspace. Once the report has been published successfully, let's switch over to the Power BI service. Go to our workspace and make sure that the report and the corresponding dataset is available, and you can see it here: customer traveler report dataset and report. Now let's click through to the report. We don't really need to work with the dataset, and you can see our visualizations are in here. We are now ready to train a binary classification model with this data.